I saw this comment and I laughed so hard because you have no idea how many times I have worked on my headache with this Chinese medicine doctor. So usually when you experience a headache, it's not really coming from the head. So no one's gonna whack your head. It's actually coming from the neck and shoulders. Sometimes if you have a really bad headache and you just feel around, so I would say from around behind the ear, and there's a piece of muscle here and you just feel it really drag your fingers down to your shoulder, you might be able to feel lumps there. Those are blockages. Now, I think because I've been visiting this doctor for so many years, I've learned to look for these symptoms myself, and I have some tools that I can use to relieve some of these symptoms. So I actually want to share with you sort of my hierarchy of tools when I deal with headaches. So since I discovered tuning forks, my first tool is actually the tuning fork. So I find the Otto 128 Hz is the best for relieving the neck tension that's causing the headache. So whenever I have a headache, which for me usually is because of the tight neck and shoulders, so I simply just take the tuning fork, hit it, and then just put it along that piece of muscle. So you might work on a few spots, so maybe this spot for a minute, and then you work it down and you work it down, and sometimes I can feel that it's like coming from my shoulders as well, because I do spend a lot of time sitting in front of a computer just clicking on the mouse, and then I can feel this particular muscle that is tightening up. So I'll just really get that vibration into that spot. So this is my first line of defense, I guess you can say. So the tuning fork stops me from reaching for the painkillers when the headache hits. But I do find that the effect may be a bit short-lived. So if you have a very particularly nasty headache, it might be a few hours. If it's a very light headache, maybe a couple of days. And if you want a more long-lasting solution, I usually then go to the next tool, which is what my Chinese medicine doctor has taught me, is gua sha. Go get the gua sha tool I use to show you guys. So put a bit of oil around the neck, and then you basically just scrape. So I can technically do both directions, but I usually go downwards like this into the shoulder and sort of into the back of the neck as well. Now, I do find that this method gives you much long-lasting relief, but then I find that I need my husband's help to really do the scraping hard enough for it to be effective, because doing yourself is kind of hard, because first it kind of hurts, so you're not going hard on it, and if you want someone to go a little bit harder, it needs to be someone else who are able to apply that pressure. So, and look, and if it gets really bad, I do go to my Chinese medicine doctor to get him to do it. So he also does gua sha too. So usually for neck, shoulders, he does gua sha rather than the hitting therapy. Only if it's something that is trapped in the muscle that is super deep. So that spot I was telling you about, that sore spot in the shoulders from clicking the mouse, is a very, very specific spot. I can almost pinpoint to you three-dimensionally where exactly that pain is. So that was the spot actually he has helped me work on several years ago. So it hasn't been really bad for me lately, but so he just hit it to get that toxins lifted up, and it hasn't been really hurting all that much in the last, I would say 4 or 5 years, I will say. So that gives you a sense of my hierarchy of tools to help me manage my neck, shoulder and headaches.